It's time for the Nebraska Volleyball Coaches Show.
And Stuart Charles, 3 kills, no errors. But it's Grace Heaney and especially Kenna Woolard getting the action. The slide. Rebecca Alec. Kaboom! Fires a howitzer. It's 11-10 Nebraska. Bergen serves. She's already got an ace. This time they pass her. Middle back swing. Kenna Woolard blocked. Who else? Rebecca Alec. Nebraska gets block number 5. And the Huskers up 24-16. Set 2. Trea Sigler, okay pass. Outside set swing. Cash Anderson, block back covered. Cash Anderson tip shot, block back covered. Purdue's got it. Right back. Grace Heaney swings. Doug Trea Sigler. Now a swing for the match. Right pin. Alley check. Kaboom! We're done in West Lafayette. 25-15 the verdict in the third after 25-23, 25-16 in the first 2.
Now, alongside head coach Danny Bus Boom Kelly, here's your host, John Baylor.
Greetings, Nebraska, and welcome to your Nebraska Volleyball Show, Tuesdays at 6. Tuesdays at 6, my name's John Baylor. Hey, there's the star of the show. Momentarily, we're going to bring her on, but let's tell you about your Huskers. Number 1 in the land, 16-0, 8 weeks behind us of the season. And say hello this Friday night, Michigan State at 6 o'clock. The football kickoff is at 7. So take in Nebraska volleyball, and hey, the pregame starts at 5 o'clock Central, then a Sunday matinee at Michigan at 1 o'clock on Sunday. The Big Red taking on Michigan State, and Michigan State really the surprise for the moment in the Big 12 as Michigan State just got their first ranked victory over Indiana, number 20 in the land then, and Michigan State won that 25-21, 19, and 18, and then Michigan has dropped 3 matches since we last saw them. Michigan now at 12-5 and 2-4. They play Northwestern this week. That's what's ahead. Here's what the present holds. Head coach Danny Busboom Kelly, hello.
Hello.
You got to be feeling pretty good after that nice weekend. You had Washington, you sweep them. That's your 6th consecutive sweep, and then you sweep Purdue in the Sunday matinee, your 7th consecutive sweep. How are you feeling about your team?
Feeling pretty good. My dad used to always tell me when I was in high school, there's always room for improvement. So I'm keeping that in mind, but I'm feeling good.
Where is that room? As you search the room, where is the room for improvement?
You can kind of go little things here and there. I feel like there's a couple, rotations we could clean up, get a bit more creative. And I do think you want to, again, be one step ahead. We're almost halfway through the season, or we might be halfway, close to. So teams are going to start scouting, figuring things out more. There's a lot of data. So now how can we diversify some of these rotations? And I think our serving has gotten much better. Still room for improvement. But that's been, I think, key to our sweeps.
Service aces this past weekend, you had 11 and only 7 service errors.
Huge numbers for service from the service line.
How the sudden improvement?
Just really focusing on it in practice and changing up a couple drills, but at the same time, just as the season goes on, players are getting more comfortable and trusting it more. And, then as there's more data, like I already talked about, we have a better serving plan against opponents, and you can kind of figure out who maybe the weaker links are in each rotation. So I think the combo of both.
Speaking of improvement, Harper Murray, 16 kills, no errors, hit 640 as a 6 rotation outside, had 2 service aces, 2 blocks, barely had to pass because no one wants to serve her anymore. This is really special stuff.
For sure. That was a monster match for her, and we don't sweep Purdue without a monster performance from Harper. And just, again, the way she's playing, from everything from getting one-on-ones, because Bergen's doing a great job, but then her out-of-system swings, her back row swings, like you said, passing has been phenomenal, and now serving and blocking are coming alive. So huge game for her.
Do you have a comparable for Jordan Larson at this stage in her career? Someone who's played for Nebraska in the past or played on another team? Because you look at this all-around play, you start thinking of some of the great all-around players ever at the collegiate level.
Yeah, I'd put her up there. I also think Harper really is a great teammate on the court. I think she's a great teammate, period. But on the court, the way she communicates, and she's quick to talk about her mistakes, or, hey, pick somebody up, or I need to do better here, which I think is great. And she's a junior, so you're expecting that a little bit more, the older players get. But it's not just her play. She's just been really good with intangibles as well.
Is it too much to compare her to the great Jordan Larson, whom you played with for 2 seasons? I checked out Jordan's junior year numbers, and Harper's ahead in kills per set and attack percentage.
I think Jordan's junior year, I would have been a senior.
No, that would have been 2007.
Oh, yeah.
And she had Sarah Pavin, and so she had a ton of help. Christina Hotelling was back, and Tracy Stalls. And Harper's got some help for sure, but not quite the assistance that Jordan had her junior year.
Well, I guess I'd compare it. I think Jordan's, though, her post-Nebraska career was pretty special. It's hard to imagine somebody doing that, but her Nebraska career, for sure, very comparable.
How reliant is Bergen now on Harper in the moments of adversity when you need a point, like late set 1 against Purdue?
The best thing about Bergen right now is that she is trusting the whole team. So I don't think she's relying on Harper too much. I don't think we're going to Harper every big moment. I think we trust everybody to kill the ball, and you can see that in our offense and just the way Bergen is playing.
Andy Jackson and Harper and Bergen, stellar weekends. The All-Americans were the All-Americans. Can you rely on primarily 2 attackers, which was the case often this weekend?
See, I don't. I just feel differently. I just feel like Becca's numbers were down, but we set her a lot of balls, and she got kills in moments we really needed her to. Same with Virginia. You look at her numbers against Purdue, and people are like, oh, she had a down game, but you watch her swings consecutively on film, and Purdue had like 3 one-arm digs in a row that were crazy. It's like sometimes that's how it goes, and you get a little unlucky, even though there's great swings. And my dad used to always say when I played softball or baseball, a lot of Gene today, but
I love it, the
like
Gene references.
When you hit her in baseball or softball and you're firing line drives at the shortstop, sometimes that happens. It's still a good hit.
Contact.
It's just unlucky that it went directly to somebody.
Wrong location. Like if you're going 75, you want to make sure it's not in a residential.
Exactly.
You got to choose your spots.
Exactly. So I thought, their swings were good. And Becca's one, I think teams are starting to scout a little bit more and catching on to some of her tendencies. So we're going to get a little more creative with her this coming weekend.
Okay, so not so much cross court.
No, just the route she's running.
Interesting. More wrinkles. You're what I've noticed is set 1, like against Purdue, opponent has a lot of success. And then all of a sudden, like the first time Nebraska played Michigan, things are very close. And all of a sudden, boom, sets 2 and 3, it's all Nebraska. What kind of adjustments are you throwing in typically after a first set? And does it take you that long to figure out, okay, what changes do we need to make?
It's not really adjustments from the coaching staff, even though I'd love to give ourselves a lot of credit. But I think the players are getting used to the way the other team is playing. And we're a mature team. And like I've said in a lot of post-game shows, it feels like we're well prepared. But when you see something live, it's still different than practice. So it takes a minute or 2 to get adjusted. So I think it's been super impressive against Michigan, Purdue, that they've hung with us, and then game 2 and 3, we're like, we got them wired, we're good, and they just take charge.
The players are making a lot of these changes on their own. Like Bergen's walking around. Okay, guys, we're mixing things up now.
A little bit. I mean, we give them direction, but they're mature, and
is that common?
I think so for juniors, senior-led team. Is they know what they have to do.
Is this a more mature team than ones you've taught in your 9 years as head coach?
I've had some pretty mature teams in the past 9 years, but this is up there for sure with one of the most. And that's why you see such great improvement throughout matches, in my opinion.
If you had to vote for Conference Player of the Year right now, mid-season, is it Mimi Collier, 5.1 kills a set, hitting .335, or is it Bergen, or is it Harper? Who are those 3?
I'm going with Harper and Bergen, of course. I just think when somebody's taking so many swings, getting set so many times, it's just, of course, we're not going to be able to compete with those stats. We're just not, because we have a balanced team, and we're not going to change that. So it's more like who's making their teams run, and you're not taking into consideration the way Harper's passing and affecting the opponent's serving plans, and then she's getting balls funneled to Lainey and Liv, and that's huge for us. And I don't know, I think it's it should be more about how their play is affecting the game, the team's play.
I'm sure the answer is never, but have you ever received pushback from an individual star who's thinking, look, you're compromising my chances of winning big-time postseason accolades here. I need the ball more.
No, because if you're in college athletics, you know, and again, the world's changing, but you're here to win championships and represent your school, and you don't get bonuses for postseason awards. So, of course, they're nice, and I want our players to get them, and they deserve them, but we're not going to just start setting somebody a bunch of balls and sacrifice winning.
It's not about the name on the back of the jersey. It's about the name on the front of the jersey. What are some of your
well, we have
phrases?
it's the banner. It's about a banner, not a name this
Love it.
year. So hang that banner. Nobody remembers who all Big Ten was last year.
But they know about those banners.
Yes.
Do you value a conference championship as much as a national
Oh,
championship?
no way.
No. These short answers make the host job more difficult for a 1-hour coaches show. But to what extent do you prioritize a conference crown?
I pretty much prioritize the national championship, Final Four, national championship, and then conference.
So what if you win the conference championship this year and you run into the locker room and they're dousing you with everything? Are you like, it's time out?
Oh, no, I'll take the dousing. I'll be fired up.
Okay. All right. All right. This is your Nebraska Volleyball Show. Now, the fans want to chime in. Would you like to go to the mailbag here?
Sure.
All right, let's see what's going on. Have you peeked at these, or you got no idea what's coming at you?
I pretty much have no idea.
All righty. This is from Anonymous, which is mysterious and intriguing. Coach, talking about black jerseys, how about black jerseys with red arm sleeves?
Ooh.
That's intriguing.
Like it.
I think
I'm
aesthetics-
looking for new ideas with the jerseys. Again, we're going to keep the normal ones that Nebraska's known for, but we need some alternates, and that could be fun. Black with red arm sleeves.
Aesthetics matter. If you're looking good and you walk into a room, you're like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
More Nebraska Volleyball Show after you hear this.
A little more slack. Plug it in.
Whoever said work smarter, not harder, didn't realize you could do both.
Get 0.9% plus $3,250 cash on F-150 or lease F-150 for $499 a month and 0 down.
Preparation is the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pre-game routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
Reliable energy service wherever you need it. Whether it's propane, fuels, or lubricants, Central Valley Ag delivers with reliability and care you can count on. From your farm to your home or your business, CVA Energy is your trusted partner for agricultural, commercial, and residential energy solutions. Details at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins'. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your basement and damaging your home. Mold, cracks, and of course visible water are just a few signs your basement is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole, Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
What does it mean to be locally owned and operated? For Cenex, it means everything. It means that we know if you take your coffee to go or if you like to stay a while. It means we've helped Little Leagues get jerseys and local festivals get funding. It means we know what our communities need. So you'll always leave Cenex with a full tank, full of snacks, or full of smiles. Or all of the above. And that means the world to us. Cenex, powered locally.
Luxury meets performance at Infiniti of Omaha. Discover power, comfort, and innovation in every Infiniti model. Right now, enjoy special financing and limited time offers, including a $10,000 retail bonus on the 2025 Infiniti QX60. Visit our showroom or browse our inventory online at infinityofomaha.com. With approved credit, tax title license extra, $299 doc fee due at signing. VIN number SC337401. Offer expires October 31st, 2025. See dealer for details.
At Hogemeyer, we're raising the bar on yield performance, bringing world-class traits and genetics to these local fields with the exceptional corn rootworm control and proven powerful yields of new Vorceed-less corn. The unsurpassed flexibility and protection against above-ground pests with PowerCore-less corn and other next-gen corn hybrids built to perform and boost your yields. It's time to raise a better crop. View Hogemeyer products at therightseed.com.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Welcome back to your Nebraska Volleyball Show. There's the head coach, Danny Busboom Kelly. My name's John Baylor. Hey, this one's brought to you by Central Valley Ag. Get reliable propane, fuel, and lubricants from Central Valley Ag for home, farm, or business. And League One Volleyball is coming to Omaha this January. Love Omaha Volleyball is Omaha's newest pro team. Visit LOVB.com for tickets. Coach, your team is 16-0, Michigan State and Michigan this weekend. Now, Virginia Adriano struggled a little bit. You bring in Allie Check. She gets 5 kills, no errors. It's a nice luxury to have as a head coach. Okay, we got a little issue on the right side. Let's bring in a former second-team all-conference Big 12 performer here on the right.
For sure. And, again, they both have been doing so well, and it feels like you can't go wrong. And so how can we use them, and how can we get Allie in the games? Because I think being a lefty especially, she can really throw wrinkles in for the opponents. So it's certainly a luxury.
How's Virginia doing? I know it was a tough weekend for her. It was the anniversary of the death of her father. She shared that online.
Yeah, I think she's doing really well. And it's hard being far away from home, but luckily, I think she relies on her teammates and is starting to get a community here in Lincoln.
Does she get any visits from family at all?
Not since she moved here. So,
how's she liking it? She's thinking like, O Street reminds me of Rome. I mean, does she have any? Is there anything here kind of remind her of home?
I'm not sure anything reminds her of home. She does have. There's a swimmer from Italy, so I know they've hit it off. So they've been hanging out, which is good, making some homemade pasta.
Does she ever show slides of Turin? Her hometown.
No, not yet.
Like, I know it's beautiful out here, but hey, take a look at where I'm from.
No, she hasn't yet.
Okay, but she's getting along with it. Everyone's getting along?
Yes, for sure.
Now, your team apparently on Thursday night was at some concert. And
some of them were, not all of them. Yeah.
A subset. And this was discovered due to the magic of social media.
Right.
And do you think if they hadn't been at that concert, you could have held Washington rather than 19 or fewer points per set, maybe 15 or fewer points per set, or maybe even beaten them in like 2 sets?
I don't think so.
So did you find out they were there, and did you have any issues with that?
I found out on social media, but no, I didn't have any issues. I thought twice for a minute, and I'm like, you know what? They deserve to have a good time, and I'm sure they're taking all things into consideration.
Do you know if they're going to Paul McCartney in Des Moines tonight?
I don't think so.
Probably not. I don't think this generation's interested in a guy who sings When I Turn 64. All right, let's go back to our mailbag here. Coach, how is it going from one elite team to another regarding preparations? Do the players adopt your philosophy pretty well? So are you preparing this team as you did during your 8 years at Louisville?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of similarities with how we're preparing for opponents and kind of the cadence of the weeks and when we prepare for which opponent. So I feel like the team here, it's not a lot different probably than what they're used to, because I took a lot of things from John, obviously. And so it's been a pretty easy transition when it comes to preparing for the season, opponents, everything.
Now, you were chatting a moment ago about Virginia, and you said something in the post game about how you felt pre-match it may not be her day, and probably led you to bring in Allie late second set. You've had these pre-sentiments before. You're a great prognosticator. You before matches, you've said, oh, after T. Sigler had the kill early in the Penn State match, you knew you were going to beat him at 3-11. Like, wow, what's going on with the Dow Jones next week? So, how do you get these sentiments, these ideas, and what was it about Virginia prior to the match on Sunday?
Well, maybe I wasn't thinking that it wasn't Virginia Day. I misspoke there, but I felt like Allie could have a day, so maybe it was just more Allie than Virginia. So that probably was more what I meant. And Allie's been practicing really well, and I don't know, I just feel like she can bring a wrinkle just like Virginia does. So it's, again, very luxurious to have two great opposites.
I mean, one's right-handed, one's left-handed. That's an obvious distinction.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to defend the two, are they very different players, and you have to do it with different ideas?
The right hand, left hand, I think is the biggest thing. And the way I think you set Virginia a little bit higher, Allie a little bit quicker, so there could be some challenges there for the blocker.
Now, there was a moment there when Andy Jackson was stuck on the right side, and Bergen set her, and she just kind of leapt off of 1 foot as if she were a right side player and slammed it down for a kill.
Yeah.
Are you thinking ever in a pinch of moving her over there?
I'm never opposed to moving positions. People that know me well know that. So, but I think we have great opposites, and Andy's obviously a great middle.
How tough is it for you to leave Manaya Obeche on the bench?
Oh, very tough. I mean, she's a pretty spectacular player.
All right, let's go back to the mailbag here. What are the traits of an elite back row attack? This comes from Sarah.
You know, the biggest one, I think, is timing, because it is pretty difficult, and a connection with the setter, because if it's mistimed, then it's hard to kill the ball. So it's almost got to be perfect. So timing would be number one. I think the way each team runs it is a little different. So they might follow the setter to certain locations and run it right off the setter versus keeping spacing. So I think just getting on the same page with the setter is so important when it comes to back row attacking.
And you've got Andy back row attacking from the back right when she serves, and then you have Harper in the back middle running the pipe. No one's attacking from the back left. Is that
they do a little bit. It depends if Bergen moves. That we do have a attack from there, but it's just not as common.
Is it because everyone's adjusting? Like if Bergen's going to her left, then like maybe Harper's going to move a little to the left to give her an angle?
Yeah.
Interesting. So you're attacking from all six locations on the court.
Well, yes, somewhat.
Okay. This is your Nebraska Volleyball Show. The Huskers getting ready for Michigan State and Michigan. And this one is brought to you by Union Bank and Trust. Sports Nightly listeners, a reminder that with every block on the court this season, Union Bank and Trust is proud to sponsor Blocking Out Hunger, benefiting the Food Bank of Lincoln. Union Bank and Trust, member FDIC. And contact 811 2 days before you dig to protect your underground utilities and yourself. It's free. It's easy. It is the law. More Nebraska Volleyball Show after you hear this.
The color red means something to us. It means tough, ready, and powerful. It means our standards are high, and we expect the highest level of performance on and in the field. So while the Huskers are getting it done on the football field, you can count on Massey Ferguson tractors to get it done in your field. With its seamless CVT transmission and efficient AGCO-powered engine, you'll keep charging down the field all season long. Check out the full line of Massey Ferguson equipment at Osceola Implement in Osceola and True Ag and Turf in Falls City, Columbus, and Osmond.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money because you're in charge. And right now, you're going to pay for groceries. But you decide what groceries. Just keep in mind you're running out of dishwashing soap. But you decide if you're going to buy that soap. It's just those dishes won't clean themselves, will they? Remember, with Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Huge savings on Dell AI PCs with Intel Core Ultra processors are here, and they're newly designed to help you do more faster. They can generate code, edit images, multitask without lag, draft emails, summarize documents, create live translations, and even extend your battery life. That's the power of Dell AI with Intel inside. Upgrade today by visiting Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole, Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Call SOS, a trustworthy company since 1950. Their technicians don't earn commission. This equals fair treatment to their customers. SOS is a family-owned third-generation company, and now to celebrate the 75th year in business for a limited time, get a New York AC or furnace for $75 per month. Get you and your loved ones comfortable again with SOS.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
Call 402-391-2336.
This fall, be ready for every tailgate, touchdown, and adventure in a perfect car, truck, or SUV from Sid Dillon Chevrolet. Visit us in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo and shop Nebraska's #1 volume Chevy dealer group. We're also your Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, offering medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Visit us at SidDillonChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Reliable energy service wherever you need it. Whether it's propane, fuels, or lubricants, Central Valley Ag delivers with reliability and care you can count on. From your farm to your home or your business, CVA Energy is your trusted partner for agricultural, commercial, and residential energy solutions. Details at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
As the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment, Sukup Manufacturing Company has led the way in innovation, offering top-quality products that empower farmers to thrive. Get ready to tackle your agricultural challenges with Sukup, where innovation meets reliability. Visit Sukup.com today to find a dealer near you.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your basement and damaging your home. Mold, cracks, and of course visible water are just a few signs your basement is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
A little more slack.
Plug it in.
Whoever said work smarter, not harder, didn't realize you could do both.
Get 0% 4.9% plus $3,250 cash on F-150 or lease F-150 for $499 a month and 0 down.
Welcome back to your Nebraska Volleyball Show. Your Huskers are 16-0, number one in the land. 7 consecutive sweeps, 7 consecutive matches, hitting 300 or better. Huskers hitting now about 327. They're one of the top hitting teams in the country, one of the top defensive teams in the country, holding opponents to a 109 attack percentage. Seems like ever since that Creighton match, Coach, it's a different team.
I don't think it's different. It's just we're playing a little bit better.
So was it motivational to have such adversity and not being on the ropes against Creighton?
I think a little bit motivational and just eye-opening, and we realize just how tough it is to win games, and we just don't want to take for granted any rep. And I think our practices have been a little bit crisper, so it all is tied together.
Do you hope for a little more real adversity in the near future to have a similar eye-opening experience?
Well, I feel like we're going to get it. At Purdue, game 1 was super tough, and Kenna, I think I don't know how many kills she had in game 1, but a lot. We've got Michigan State, who's feeling great, coming up this weekend. Then we got a lot of really tough road games coming up here in October, November.
Way back when you were a player, I remember in 2006, you guys went to Colorado.
Oh, yeah.
How important was that loss for the end of that season?
I don't. As a player, I don't remember feeling like, we needed that.
Okay.
So
you're not inviting a loss here at this point. You're
definitely not inviting a loss, but some high-pressure moments would be great.
Have you been peaking at all towards Texas's performances?
Of course, we're always peaking around the country, the top 5 teams, and paying attention.
Well, your former team, Louisville, unreal, number 4 in the country right now.
Yeah, they look good too.
I mean, Dan Meskey. I mean, he's. I thought you guys at Louisville lost a lot of players. I mean,
we did lose a lot last year.
Then Anna DeBeer, and then PK Kong took off on you, and you lost Ellie Glock.
Yeah.
So a lot of, and then more. And what happened?
But a nice core returned, and transfer portal always helps out.
The other outside who played pro. I mean, the whole team basically is gone.
A lot of it, not the whole team.
A lot of good players, but they're really having a nice start so far. Back to Texas, they take on Tennessee and Hayden Kubik, and they're on the ropes. They go 5 against Tennessee, and then they go 4 against Alabama. Do you have any sense of how they're doing and what they're doing?
Not really. I know they're very young, so I think they start 3 or 4 freshmen. So that's probably got to play into a little bit of the inconsistency.
Speaking more of at least upsets, number 4 Pittsburgh goes down in 5 against Miami, so they're beatable, and they've dropped in the top 25. And Flomari Cologne gets 38 kills in that 5-set match. She played for Miami last year, then she transferred to Florida,
and then back to Miami.
And then I think she actually has been verbally committed to Kansas, and then now she's back in Miami. Yeah. I don't remember transferring that often when I was a college student, but it's working out for her.
Yeah, I hear you. She must have decided the grass isn't greener and back to Miami. But Miami is a good program. Being in the ACC, it was always one of the toughest places to play, no matter what kind of players they had. Very tough gym. It's small. So
Flomari Cologne, we played her last year in the regional. She's on my all-time audience needs to be awake team because you're not sure where the ball's going and it's coming fast.
She's got a great arm.
She's like, okay, that's in the 8th row. And everyone's like, whoa. So she's my starting left side on that team. Whitney Lonstein is a freshman on the right. Because when she would go in there, like, you don't know where it's going. You just know it's coming at it laser quick. So green cards unnecessary when Cologne was playing. It was So she's having a big game, a big weekend. She helped get the Hurricanes a win over then number 4 Pittsburgh. Back to the mailbag. I'd love Danny to share some insight into what she thinks has led the best offense a Nebraska volleyball team has had since 2007, hitting about 300 or better in 5 of 6 rotations. That's insane. And still holding opponents to hitting below 110, second in the country. From John. How are you doing it?
You got to give hats off to Bergen and just the overall balance of the offense. The middles are, they are playing great. And so teams are very, very focused on the middles, which makes it quite a bit easier for the rest of the team to get kills. And then, no, our passing is solid. Of course, we don't have a passer up to Lexi Rodriguez numbers, but as a unit, they're doing really well.
Laney, Olivia, Harper doesn't see many chances.
Treya, Siegler.
Treya, she gets targeted and Laney get targeted.
Yep.
And do you give them extra reps in practice?
Yeah, of course. All of our passers, they get extra reps in practice.
How does that make them feel that, oh boy, I know they're going to target me again today?
Well, a lot of them are fired up about that, especially when you're only playing back row. It's like, well, I want to touch the ball as much as I can. I'm only in there 3 rotations.
They don't take it as an insult.
No.
They want the ball. Like, hey, I'm involved.
Yes, exactly.
And they're doing a fine job.
Yes.
Come to think of it, you guys have rarely been out of rotation or out of system of late.
Well, Bergen's doing great getting her feet there. So a lot of the medium passes, Bergen makes look pretty good.
She sets whatever she wants, no matter where the ball is. Is that your
Pretty
feeling
much,
as well? Like,
yeah.
It could be a bad pass. She's out of system. Look, I'm sending it over the right side.
Yeah.
What the heck? See what happens. We're pushing the middle.
Exactly.
Oh, and that keeps everyone awake too.
Yes, for sure.
Purdue barely set the middle. Middles. Middles had like 12 attacks. So the
Yeah.
middles are like, maybe I should bring a book out here. You know, catch up with the homework.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, let's go back to here's Eric. With so many injuries across college volleyball, especially in the Big Ten, do injuries have something to do with the playing surface these teams play and practice on?
I don't think so. I don't really know what the causes are. There's been some weird ones. But, I'm very thankful. I even told our team that a couple weeks ago that we should be very thankful we're all healthy because it's hard to go a whole year with keeping everybody healthy. 3
injuries at Wisconsin I can think of. 4 starters at Minnesota done for the year, so they're decimated. And Penn State lost their setter. I mean, this is widespread.
Yes, a lot of injuries in the Big Ten especially, which is crazy.
And it was already a year when there was so much talent lost to graduation and eligibility last year, and then we have so many starters out. The Big Ten's down.
Yes, for sure.
Do you call up and your fellow Big Ten coaches just give them some support, moral support, and say, guys,
no, we're not there yet. Of course, we're friendly, but not to the point of calling up for moral support.
How good a job is Kristen Kelsey doing at Michigan State?
Yeah, I'm excited to play them because I honestly haven't watched much film. I haven't seen them on TV till this week, so I'll be looking forward to that match.
2 losses. Number 12, Minnesota, before they had lost so many players. That was a while back, and they lost to Illinois in 5. They got 1 ranked win against Indiana. So they haven't had the toughest schedule, but this is a team that was decimated by the portal, brand new coach. You expected they'd take a step back. They have not.
Yeah. Well, she's a great coach and great person. So I'm sure those players are playing really hard for her.
Now, how do you know Kristen Kelsey so well?
I don't know her so well. Just I know her a little bit.
Coaching,
paths,
just recruiting. Don't you go to these big tournaments with all the club teams and
so we see each other
and you got no idea what whistle belongs to what game. Like, and the players just keep playing. You're like, was that our game or was that a whistle? You just keep playing until someone's like, they're just blowing like the whistle like crazy. Like you're done.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you know what whistles belong to what? I mean, it's. Those convention centers.
They're wild.
It is wild.
Yes.
And do they have comfortable seating or is it like the metal, aluminum bleacher deals?
I was thinking, no, they're chairs, but there's only a little bit of seating. So if you don't get a seat, you're standing.
You ever get bonked by a ball from another game?
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, boy.
Yeah, for sure.
So you bump into her at those events.
Yes.
And you guys just say, let's get out of here. We already said hi to the parents we need to say hi to. We did some waving. All right, we go back to the mailbag. This comes from Balloon Emojis. Probably not the person's real name. Did Danny tell the players on overpasses, you go up and smash? I've seen very few two-handed touches on overpasses this year. Smash equals points.
Yeah, we want to smash it. There's just different types of overpasses. So the ones that are like a little bit off the net, you got to get up and smash them, or two-handed is just not going to work. If they're really tight, you can throw it down.
You just tell the team, look, this is not a restaurant. We're not tipping around here. Okay, we're just going to smack. Is that the philosophy?
Well, on overpasses, we do train them a little bit every day.
On
so,
overpasses,
yeah.
And overtakes, because you're getting a bunch.
Yes.
And they're feasting on those.
Yes.
Overpass is a middle blocker's best friend.
Yes, for sure.
The stats
That's
never
a stat patter. Yeah.
The stats don't say, well, let's multiply that times 0.7. No, you get the full credit for the kill.
You get the
And
full.
it's just like open net, kaboom, place goes crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's your serving. You're getting a lot of overpasses
Yes.
and over digs as well. And do you train the serve in such a way to elicit that?
No,
You
it
can't
just
do
happens.
that.
Yeah.
Do you ever train the servers to aim for the top of the net, those twinkle the twiners
Oh, yeah.
right over?
Yeah, but we don't tell them, hey, let's try to twinkle it over. But when practice, we practice driving it hard. Because, when you're practicing serving, if you hit it hard and it hits the tape, it'll go to the other side. But if you're hitting it soft, it's going to go back to our
You don't
side.
want
So you
that.
want to make sure you're driving it hard.
What are some of the biggest mistakes that just cause you to kind of cringe, but you don't want the players to see it, but inside you're like, nah. How about a tip shot short of the net?
Yeah, well, that's pretty brutal.
Yep.
I think just easy tips that aren't touched, ones that...
Oh, coming from the opponent?
Yes.
That's not good.
Like if we touch them, even if we don't get them up, okay, that means we're doing something. But if we can't even touch it, that's just lack of paying attention.
How about serving error after an opponent's
for sure.
timeout? That's a nightmare.
But it happens all the time.
Less so of late by Nebraska.
Yeah, true.
That one's been fixed a little bit of late.
Yeah. Well, we don't talk about it.
You don't talk about it. You don't have one of these. You got a lot of people on the bench. Like maybe Lindsay. What does Lindsay do during timeouts? Does she do much?
Nothing.
She
gives me some water.
That's cool. But she's got a lot of other things she's focused on. But anyway, maybe she can go over and just to the server's GII. Just get it in. And it's whatever's going on. It's working.
Yes, it's working.
All right, let's go back to John now. This is his handle is @SomeGingerDude. Okay. What changes would you like to see in college volleyball? What are your thoughts on a Big Ten tournament and what they do now? Want to see a Big Ten tournament?
I'm like iffy on that. I do think a Big Ten tournament would be fun, but there's really not a great way to do it in a great time and a location where you can sell it out. I don't know. I feel like how many teams would go, who go, how do you qualify for it? And then, that's typically would be the end of the year. So if you play, let's say we have to play 3 matches in a row going into the NCAA tournament, that might not be great. So I don't know. But I think it'd be fun. It'd be great for the sport. There's a lot of positives, but then there's a lot of, when you think about the planning, you're like,
How about starting the season 3 weeks earlier, but ending it at the same time and giving teams at least 2 weeks when you got off, like a football team?
Oh, that'd be awesome. Or 1 week even. Just a 1 week off.
Well, if you start 3 weeks early, and the reason I say that is TV is hungry for more real content in August. I mean, you're watching golf tournaments and who knows where in early August. So there's all this opportunity on TV for volleyball to grab eyeballs. So start 3 weeks early and then end the same time and maybe play 2 more matches for the whole season. So that gives you at least 2 weeks off. And do you think that would help?
Yeah, I mean, they've started the week 0, which has been great because we've been able to practice a little bit earlier. So that's been helpful. So why not start it a little bit earlier? Now, the part of the problem is just the cost that's associated with getting players to campus earlier.
But aren't they kind of hanging around anyway?
Yeah,
camps
but
and
not
everything?
every school.
Every school. It's going to add some cost to some schools. Would you like a week off, or are you okay with this 2 matches every single week?
I think a week off would be great. Sometimes it works out where you have like 1 game a week, and that feels like a great time to get some recovery in.
Stay right there. More Nebraska Volleyball Show after you hear this.
Hey Huskers, what would you do with up to $75K to upgrade your irrigation game? Automate that tough corner of your farm, add remote monitoring, or finally swap out that old pivot? Valley Irrigation just kicked off a bold $100,000 grant backing growers with real plays. 2 big awards, 1 chance to turn your irrigation challenge into a game-winning drive. See the playbook at valleyirrigation.com/Huskers. Just log in and grab an instant $50 Valley parts or service voucher. Here's the snap, valleyirrigation.com/Huskers.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other, so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
It's not a job. I don't start my day by logging in or end my shift by punching out. I don't have a corner office, but I do have a seat with a view. I get to see every sunrise and every sunset. And while I may technically be my own boss, I fully accept that I am not in charge. I'm a Nebraska corn farmer, and there's nothing else I would rather be.
Brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
The color red means something to us. It means tough, ready, and powerful. It means our standards are high, and we expect the highest level of performance on and in the field. So while the Huskers are getting it done on the football field, you can count on Massey Ferguson tractors to get it done in your field. With its seamless CVT transmission and efficient AGCO-powered engine, you'll keep charging down the field all season long. Check out the full line of Massey Ferguson equipment at Osceola Implement in Osceola and True Ag and Turf in Falls City, Columbus, and Osmond.
Welcome back to your Nebraska Volleyball Show. Friday night, 6 o'clock Central Time at Michigan State. Football plays at Minnesota, 7 o'clock Friday night. Our pregame begins at 5 Friday evening on the HRN. And at Michigan, 1 o'clock Central Time, Sunday matinee. Pregame starts at 12 noon. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse, the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. And the Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, right here, is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs solutions for every field. Head coach Danny Busboom Kelly, undefeated 16-0, number one in the land. Skylar Pierce, street clothes the last two matches. How's she?
She's good. I'll be very surprised if she's not available this weekend. Just a slight, injury and nothing serious.
She's doing okay. She was certainly helping out on the bench.
Oh, yeah. She's doing great.
All righty. Back to the mailbag. It's a big week of mail questions. And if people want to throw in their mail, it's all on Twitter, which is now called X. All right. What changes would you like to... We just covered that. This is coming from Barry Manilow. We'll take listeners of all generations. Are athletes harder to coach in the NIL era than they were prior?
I honestly don't think so right now. NIL is definitely in volleyball, but not to the point of, football and men's basketball and even women's basketball. So I do expect some changes moving forward, but I think it's pretty similar. Now, I do worry a little bit, if the motivation for players, are they playing for money? Are they playing because they love the sport? But the pros have figured it out. So,
how much pocket cash did you have when you were playing?
Like none.
So you ate at the training table because you needed to.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, we had to pay for the training table back then.
Really?
Yes.
You were spending dough to get fed.
Yes.
And now it's different.
It's different.
And so if they don't want to go to the training table, they don't have to. But they're highly encouraged to go.
Yes, for sure.
Because they eat much better there.
Yes.
Gotcha. And so you haven't seen big changes of attitudes. And you want all that NIL stuff, I trust, and revenue share stuff out of the locker room. Like you don't want it anywhere near the Devaney Center.
But I think it's great for the players. I mean, they work hard. They deserve it. And I think NIL makes sense. But, yeah, you don't want it in the locker room and affecting on-court play.
Karen wants to know, when are you going to wear the Adidas Blazer jacket? Also, thank you so much to you and the entire coaching staff for all you do.
I'm going to pull it out. I'm just waiting for the right time. We do have some big home matches, so.
Did Adidas provide this for you?
Yes.
Interesting. And has this been all publicly shared? That
Yeah,
this
you
cool
didn't
blazer?
see it on social media? It's a jacket, a sparkly black jacket, custom made. It even has a Boone and Jets name on it.
Really?
Yes.
But you're not going to unveil
I'm going to wear it this year, but.
You're going to wait till it really counts.
Yes.
I'm surprised you didn't pull it out after set 2 against Kentucky.
Did I have it then? I might
Make a little wardrobe change
Yeah.
after those first 2 sets.
Yeah, exactly.
You didn't need it, though. They reverse swept them. Now, you're playing Michigan here on Sunday, and they've got the number 1 hitter in the conference right now. Serena Niambio had an unbelievable weekend this past weekend for the Wolverines. But against Nebraska, she had 0.
Mhm.
How'd you slow this big middle down?
Our serving was really good against Michigan. I don't know if you remember, that was overpass. That was a lot of feasting that day. So that was a big part of it. And, we had worked on and talked about slowing her down because of she was leading the conference in attack percentage and that was going to be a challenge. And so our players really rose up to it and they got into it.
Michigan State on Friday, and Michigan State's starting setter, yet another Nebraska. We're going to face 2 setters from Nebraska. Michigan, led by Ed Omaha, and then Michigan State and Lincoln Southeast will.
That's awesome.
74 Nebraskans currently are playing Division I volleyball. And then there are a lot more playing at Wayne State, UNK, Division II, Division III, NAIA. How much better is this state at creating great volleyball players than they were even in your day?
Just continuing to put emphasis on it, great coaches, staying in the high school level that could maybe move out. And I think the club programs are improving and starting even at a younger age than they were when I was playing. So that's a huge reason for it as well.
You played multiple sports, to say the least. Can players afford to try so many different sports, or do they need to specialize?
I think they can still play a lot of sports. It depends on the program you're in your high school, but it seems like you can at least play 2 at all times. I don't know.
So if you've seen a player who's been specializing on volleyball since like age 12, do you ever wonder, okay, has she peaked a little early?
No, I don't really take that too much into consideration more in the recruiting process.
And you're not too concerned about overuse injuries or anything like that?
No, I just think when you get to college, there's so many things that we're doing and, working on with their health physically that we can stay ahead of some of those.
For example, after a match, don't most of your players like jump in an ice bath?
Sometimes. There's other things now. It's crazy. You have Normatec boots. There's just all sorts of recovery.
You don't have to jump in an ice bath.
And now with the emphasis of nutrition, I think that's really helped because the most important thing to recovery is nutrition.
Normatec boots, what are those?
It's just like it's like squeezes your legs basically to like get some of the lactic acid out.
Do you miss those ice baths after matches?
No, I don't.
How long did you get in those? Like 10 minutes?
10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Yeah.
Ice?
Yeah.
You're feeling pretty good about the team right now?
I am. Yes.
All right. What player do you think maybe he might have a breakout weekend?
It's hard to say because everybody's kind of had a breakout weekend.
Who's up for round 2 of breaking out?
Round 2 of breaking out.
Is Andy playing her best volleyball right now?
Andy's playing great. I don't know. TBD, JB. We'll see.
That's why you got to listen. Friday and Sunday, Michigan State and Michigan. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
That's the undefeated head coach of Nebraska Volleyball, Danny Busboom Kelly, and that's your Nebraska Volleyball Show. Hey, we've got Sports Nightly coming up with Kyle and Jessica. Do not go anywhere. My name's John Baylor. Good night, Nebraska.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
As the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment, Sukup Manufacturing Company has led the way in innovation, offering top-quality products that empower farmers to thrive. Get ready to tackle your agricultural challenges with Sukup, where innovation meets reliability. Visit sukup.com today to find a dealer near you.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect that water is the reason parts of your concrete have gotten so uneven. Walkway tripping hazards, sinking pool deck, cracked driveways are dangerous threats to everyone's safety. But there's one way to learn how your concrete can be lifted. A free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole, Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
Preparation is the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pre-game routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
Good evening, I'm Esteban Quintero, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the experienced advisors at Stonebridge Wealth Systems. In Husker news, Jackson Benji, Rudy Sotron, and Caden Mickelson earned top 25 individual finishes to help the Nebraska men's golf team to 5th place in a 15-team field at the Purdue Fall Invitational today in West Lafayette, Indiana. In other news, Nebraska soccer defender Lauren Anglam earned Big Ten Co-Defensive Player of the Week. Anglam led the Husker backfield to shutouts against Purdue on Thursday and Maryland on Sunday. Over in Major League Baseball, the Dodgers and Brewers are just about set for Game 2 of the NLCS in Milwaukee. First pitch coming up in just a few minutes. The Dodgers lead the series 1-0. Our sports ticker is brought to you by Stonebridge Wealth Systems, navigating you to and through the retirement of your dreams. Local advisors, a disciplined process, the retirement compass. Visit StonebridgeIWM.com. Hour 2 of Sports Nightly is up next, right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Rail out of the gun, snap, turn, play fake, zips one left, leaping one-handed catch, tumbling in the end zone, Dane Key, touchdown, Huskers! Oh, that was a cold-blooded drive. Washington out of the gun, Fleming in motion right to left. Snap to Washington, game on the line, back to pass, looks over the middle, throws it behind Fleming, incomplete. Nebraska stands tall, and they're gonna win it. Turnover on downs.
Oregon serves. She's already got an ace. This time they pass her. Middle back swing. Kenna Willard blocked. Who else? Rebecca Alec. Nebraska gets block number 5. And the Huskers up 24-16, set 2.
Now, here are your hosts, Jessica Coody and Kyle Crooks on the Huskers Radio Network.
Welcome back. Hour number 2 of Sports Nightly with Kyle Crooks. I'm Jessica Coody. We're always glad to be the closing act for the JB and DBK show.
It's always a great listen.
To follow.
They before they even do the show, they do a whole show. So they have great conversations before they even get on the air.
And during commercial breaks.
Yes. I wish we could air the commercial breaks. Maybe if we get a sponsor, we can air what's not supposed to be aired. But they have a great rapport. We say it every single week, and there's just multiple shows going on at once. The one you hear and the one you don't.
Yes, exactly. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. This short turnaround is, I know it's only Tuesday, but I feel like we're cramming everything in.
It's crushing us.
I mean, have been frantic all day today, and I felt like this a little bit last week, but even just the one less day in the week is making things crazy.
Well, it's funny because I guess we technically for us had one less day last week before the travel, but it seems like we still had time last week. This week and tomorrow is probably my busier day between interviewing Rule and the Chancellor, and there's a bunch of interviews that take place tomorrow. So sort of tomorrow I feel like will be your today. I mean, I could see how many interviews and you were running around all day, but before you know it, it takes a lot of these players back. Dane was saying this today to Friday Night Lights, and Emmett too, going back to his home city, a chance to have sort of that high school feel. It's a marquee game too. It's a opportunity for the program to make a statement in somewhat of a standalone Friday night game. You're on Fox, you have the nation watching, you're not surrounded by 100 other games and other marquee games in the Big Ten. So this is a big opportunity nationally, I feel like, for Nebraska.
Yeah, and there's obviously, I know there's a Friday night game. Was that last season? I can't even, it all runs together. And I know it's not something that Husker fans love, obviously battling with high school football. It's definitely preferable to be on the road, but that's part of that big TV package is that Friday night Fox kickoff. I mean, it does very, very well, and like you mentioned, all eyes on the program, and it's a nice spot to have. I know just better on the road than it is here at home.
Yeah, I think you prefer the Saturday games at home, especially for the fan base, but it's also another one of those checklist games. Short week, Minnesota's a place, a team you haven't had a whole lot of success with of late. It's a litmus test. If you go back to the start of the rule era, it's a chance to say this is where we were and this is where we are now against the same opponent a couple years later. So there's a lot of things at play and how you continue to improve each week. It's like you feel like you're talking to robots every week with the players because it's similar messaging that you hear every week, but that's what good programs are like.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it is pretty uncanny how and it started when Coach Rule got here, just the messaging, and it trickles down from the head coach, coordinators, assistant coaches, the players. And when you're echoing the same messaging, you're all on the same page. But even though you have the road game and you have the short turnaround, it's, hey, tell the truth Sundays. And then it's the same and business as usual. We got to make routine plays. I mean, they're not changing anything. And like you said, I mean, that is the signs of a program that's doing things the right way and going to probably bring some success because you don't change anything up to what has worked for this team and what they've bought into.
And it seems like with everything that has come with this week, where there's been a lot of extra distraction through national media with things that are swirling around Coach Rule and what opportunities might be out there, it seems like they've almost doubled down on that mindset to keep the main thing the main thing. And Dana even said it today, echoing the professionalism of Coach Rule, saying that, no, he's bought in on this team, concentrating on Minnesota, and if you're doing anything else than that, it's a disservice to the program. And these guys are going to be ready. Coach Butler is going to be ready. Hearing him talk each week is like a shot of adrenaline, and Dana's so good at the podium every single week. But the continued messaging of these players and the thought of this is a big week for Emmett Johnson. Can he provide an encore to what we just saw and what was a career week? But the extra emotion of going back home, you just get the sense from him, whether he truly feels that or not, when he was talking today, it's just business as usual. The guys up front, they got to do their job for me to do my job. And I have full faith in this offense that we're going to go on the road. And because in the end, it's a Big Ten road game that is those are incredibly hard to win. And it's another opportunity for this group. They have not won back-to-back Big Ten road games since 2006.
Yeah.
So it's something that this program, forget about the Rule era, they haven't done in 20 years. So let's knock that off the list and forget about other distractions.
All right, so the coordinators and players met with the media today, as they always do. Coach Rule will have his Thursday press conference tomorrow, so we'll be able to hear from him his final thoughts. But we do want to play a couple of the highlights from the press conferences today. Let's start here in this segment, hearing from the defensive coordinator. We'll start on defense with John Butler and just what he was asked about Minnesota and what he's seen out of them and how they throw the football.
I coached there years ago. It's kind of irrelevant to your question, but like the type of kids they have, tough, hard-nosed, gritty kids, and having watched them through the years, their ability to run the football and kind of control the line of scrimmage with their big O linemen and their good backs. Now they got a good young quarterback, a couple good receivers that you can see. I know the back's been hurt a little bit, so they've gotten away from the run game, and then they've been down in some games to get away from the run game. But I think they're going to try to run the football on us again. I think you'd be a fool not to try that on us. We've got to try to establish the line of scrimmage and then do a good job of affecting, this young quarterback who, makes a lot of good throws.
Yeah, Drake Lindsey's the quarterback, redshirt freshman. So you're going to see another young, for the most part, inexperienced quarterback. We've gotten a lot of them, but a lot of them are extremely talented. He had a really rough go against Ohio State, but you look at it. I mean, Ohio State's pass defense, their defense as a whole is truly elite. He only threw for 94 yards in that game. Completion percentage is an area where he looks to improve as a young quarterback. He's 17th in the league. He's completing only 60% of their passes. They throw the ball about 58% of the time. When you think of PJ Fleck, Minnesota teams, it's more of, okay, let's run the ball. But part of that, they've had injury at the running back spot. Darius Taylor, who's a great running back, has been injured this year. So they've dealt with that. Maybe that's forced them to throw a little bit more.
They've also been behind in games.
Yeah.
They've had to come back on
behind in their last game.
Yeah.
Against Purdue. Purdue should have won that game.
Yeah.
And Purdue's a team that we didn't think had any opportunity to win any games this year. So there's a lot of things that they're still figuring out with a young quarterback, and this defense will take advantage of it.
Okay, up next from Coach Butler, he was asked just what he looks for to indicate an effective, an effective pass defense is.
The number one thing is affecting the quarterback, and I think that's the number one thing we did not do last week. and that's not just with the rush, but please do not interpret that the wrong way, that, when you're defending the pass, in passing situations, let's say there's a couple passes they did a nice job in some rundowns of throwing the ball to the back in the flat, or they hit that tight end on the seam route, which was contested, but they won that play. But in pass defense, it's really like you have to get into the head of the quarterback with how you're disguising your coverages, how you're rushing, how you're presenting the rush. Is it a 4-man rush look? Is it a 5-man? Is it a 6-man rush look? And then when you talk about your coverages, you really have man, zone, and match. And we probably played a little bit too much zone last week. I probably got a little, I don't know why. I mean, I do know why, but that's more on me in terms of as the game got further along and we played better in the second half with our pass defense, really, and collectively played better in the second half. I just got a little bit more aggressive with how I was calling it, a little bit more like kind of an effort mentality. And I think that's the way we have to play. It plays to our players' strengths. So, you got to balance the three, the playing zone, playing some match stuff, and then playing man. But usually when it comes down to it, you're affecting the quarterback in your challenging routes. And when you're doing that, you're going to have, if you're able to do that, you're going to have a good pass defense. If you can't, then any quarterback is just going to kind of pick you apart because you're not hitting them or you're not affecting the.
Yeah, and they even talked about Williams-Nwaneri. I think PFF had him with the most quarterback pressures of any Big Ten defensive lineman. And he talked about that a little bit later on in his presser, and he said that number was a little bit inflated because if you even get anywhere in the zip code and you force a guy off a spot, they count that as a pressure. It's more about how much do you really affect by hitting the quarterback. And there were a couple opportunities for Nwaneri to do that. There's one play in particular where Malik Washington was able to get out and make a play, but they have to find a way to get more pressure on the quarterback and alleviate some of the stress through the pass defense. And we'll see how, they have their top target is Lemeki Brockington. He's a fifth-year wide receiver. He's a guy that they're going to look to often in this game. I look at, okay, if they throw the ball 60% of the time and your strength is pass defense on paper, this is one of those games that against a young quarterback that you probably will get a little bit more pressure, get more physical, blitz a little bit more, play more man-to-man, that this should be a matchup that favors Nebraska, but games aren't played on paper.
Count on Medica to protect your team with affordable group health plans, flexible benefits, and the close-to-home care they want. Husker Nation, you're not just covered, you're cared for. Learn more and get a quote at Medica.com. All right, let's flip things over to the offensive side of the ball and hear from the offensive coordinator, Dana Holgorsen. We start with quarterback. How did he think Dylan played on Saturday?
Really good in the fourth quarter. Really, he starts good, and the fourth quarter has been off the charts good. And for the second week in a row, I couldn't be more proud of how he just didn't cave. Because that's a hard position, and I really one of the reasons why we wanted to run the ball is because those dudes were so good off the edge, and I was tired of seeing him get hit. And I'm sure he's tired of getting hit, and so. We made a concerted effort to keep him clean. He got hit once at the end of the half when they knew we were throwing it, just based on what the clock was. But other than that, I thought we kept him pretty clean. Obviously, there's a couple of throws that he'd like to have back. He's just got to he's got to take care of that thing better. But man, his demeanor on the sidelines was good. It was determined. He wasn't pouting. He wasn't pissed, and. He was, obviously a little disappointed in a couple of the decisions, but just stuck with it and then just played as good as anybody in the country for that fourth quarter.
It's a game on Saturday that can reveal character.
Yeah.
When you're down 31-24 and you had a 10-point lead and Dylan after he throws his third pick, you could really go into the tank in that moment. And there's a stat that our sports information staff had dug up that I think is really interesting, but trailing in the second half of Big Ten games this year, Dylan is 33 of 46. That's 72% completion percentage, 357 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks, has scored on 8 of 12 drives, has had 2 second-half comebacks in back-to-back weeks. Tells me something.
Yeah, and I think it's also important. You never know when you're going to need a game-winning drive again, and it's the fact that they did it and had to do basically 2 there in the fourth quarter to be able to take the lead back. I thought is going to be really important because there have been times that this team has needed to go get a score and they haven't been able to do it here in the last couple of years. But just to see the confidence on the sideline, they knew that they were going to win that game. And I just think once you do it, it's a domino effect, right? Confidence breeds confidence. You win, and then all of a sudden here comes all this. You believe you can do it every single time. And I just think now that they've done it, they put a game-winning drive together like that, you never know when you can call on that again and just having that confidence.
It just shows how important the quarterback position is in this game and why it's one of the most important positions in all of sports. With everything that happened, there still was that confidence that was there, I'm sure, on that sideline. I know up in the booth that Dylan was going to find a way to get it done, even if it meant him falling down and throwing down the sideline and connecting to Isaiah Hunter, or zigzagging through the pocket and finding Luke Lindenmeyer on an incredible throw, or throwing a dart to Luke Lindenmeyer. When you have a special guy at that position, you always have a chance to win.
So going back to when Coach Rule brought in Dana Holgorsen, we talked a lot about it on the show, Sports Nightly with Sirles. Emmett Johnson fits what Dana Holgorsen likes to do to a T. We've seen him. He loves to throw the ball to running backs. We've seen it, or I saw it when he was in the Big 12 and was on covering teams that played against Dana Holgorsen offenses. And Emmett's really taken off, that's for sure, with Dana Holgorsen at the offensive coordinator. And Coach Holgorsen was asked about that today, why Emmett has been able to take off since Holgorsen has taken the reins of this offense.
He wasn't playing as much as he wanted to. He's my kind of guy. He's my kind of back. We had some good backs and all that, but he's just so versatile in everything that he does in the pass game and blitz pickup and running downhill, making people miss in the open field. He made 10 humans miss. That's hard. He made 10 humans miss on last Saturday. I chart that. That's something that we talk about it every week, and to have a guy that can do all those things and then get out in the open field and make people miss. He was so mad when he went on that 50-yarder. He was like, Coach, I'm so sorry. I got to go score. I got to score. I go, look, I'm going to give you the ball again. Just go score the next time you got it, But he's a total running back. He can do all that stuff, So, and he just keeps getting better. And then there's that confidence thing, when you start rolling, and he knows how I feel about him, and he knows I'm going to get it to him as much as I can possibly get it to him, and that gives him confidence, and he plays better because of it.
Did you count 10 humans on that play?
10 humans.
10 humans.
Perhaps another human to make it all 11 humans. But yeah, it was great phraseology there from Dana. It was one of the more remarkable runs I've ever seen in person.
Me too.
It was incredible, but that's how he was running all game. It was like we said yesterday, there's a lot of jumps and jukes, but he's always moving forward. He's always going north-south. He's an incredible talent. To see 176 yards at 8.5 yards per carry. He's now second in the Big Ten in rush yards per game. He's over 100, fourth in carries, fifth in the Big Ten in rushing touchdowns. And we put so much emphasis on who the number 2 guy was, and that was just such a point of contention, but we don't talk enough about the positives, and that's how good Emmett Johnson is. He's one of the best backs in the league.
Absolutely, and in the country, too.
Yeah, I'll say that.
His stats are right up there.
Yeah, he is.
A lot of his stats are not just tops of the Big Ten, they're also tops of the nation.
Yeah, he had 7 runs of 10 or more yards on Saturday, including that 50-yard run in the fourth quarter, and it's just whenever, and they never got away from it, right? They stuck with the run game, even though they were trailing, and you had to go 80 yards on a drive. They made some big pass plays, but they also continued to pound the rock, trust that offensive line, and the 2 guards, the center, Lutowski, Spindler, and Evans, all those guys, along with the tackles. I think it was the best game the offensive line had played. So we talk a lot about Emmett, but the offensive line, that was the best game they had all year, aside from maybe the Houston Christians and the Akrons.
All right, well, speaking of that, I asked the big dog, Jeremiah Sirles, our resident offensive lineman, that very question, how he evaluated the offensive line on Saturday against Maryland. So we're going to hear from Jeremiah Sirles coming up next. Had a chance to chat with him as a part of our weekly episode of The Slice, which is presented by Valentino's Pizzas. So portion of that conversation coming up next. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics.
Reliable energy service wherever you need it. Whether it's propane, fuels, or lubricants, Central Valley Ag delivers with reliability and care you can count on. From your farm to your home or your business, CVA Energy is your trusted partner for agricultural, commercial, and residential energy solutions. Details at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Since 1975, Woodhouse has proudly served our customers and communities. From one dealership to over 21 dealerships across Nebraska and Iowa, our promise remains the same. A wide selection of vehicles, trusted service, and financing that fits your life. We believe in honest people, fair prices, and relationships built to last. Because it's not just about the road ahead, it's about traveling it together. Start your journey at woodhouse.com.
Hey Huskers, what would you do with up to $75K to upgrade your irrigation game? Automate that tough corner of your farm, add remote monitoring, or finally swap out that old pivot? Valley Irrigation just kicked off a bold $100,000 grant backing growers with real plays. 2 big awards, 1 chance to turn your irrigation challenge into a game-winning drive. See the playbook at valleyirrigation.com/Huskers. Just log in and grab an instant $50 Valley Parts or Service voucher. Here's the snap, valleyirrigation.com/Huskers.
The color red means something to us. It means tough, ready, and powerful. It means our standards are high, and we expect the highest level of performance on and in the field. So while the Huskers are getting it done on the football field, you can count on Massey Ferguson tractors to get it done in your field. With its seamless CVT transmission and efficient AGCO-powered engine, you'll keep charging down the field all season long. Check out the full line of Massey Ferguson equipment at Osceola Implement in Osceola and True Ag and Turf in Falls City, Columbus, and Osmond.
Set. Hike. When champions take the field, they come ready to play. TNL Irrigation understands the value of momentum. Like a Husker drive, there's no stopping. If you live for farming and football like we do, TNL Irrigation has you covered. Check your fields from the game with a remote system, or just enjoy the play knowing our systems are reliable as a sold-out Memorial Stadium. Touchdown! Nebraska born, Nebraska strong. Husker Nation and TNL Irrigation are like no other.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your crawl space and damaging your home. Musty smells, sagging floors, mold are just a few signs your crawl space is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole. Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive. From enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
What does it mean to be locally owned and operated? For Cenex, it means everything. It means that we know if you take your coffee to go or if you like to stay a while. It means we've helped Little Leagues get jerseys and local festivals get funding. It means we know what our communities need. So you'll always leave Cenex with a full tank, full of snacks, or full of smiles. Or all of the above. And that means the world to us. Cenex, powered locally.
At Woodhouse, it's more than just buying a car. It's about the experience. Our team is dedicated to making every visit seamless, enjoyable, and personalized to your needs. Explore a wide selection of vehicles, from SUVs and sedans to trucks and luxury models, all backed by expert guidance and exceptional service. Whether it's your first car or your next upgrade, discover why generations of drivers trust Woodhouse for a truly memorable experience. Visit us at woodhouse.com today.
At Hogemeyer, we're raising the bar on yield performance, bringing world-class traits and genetics to these local fields with the exceptional corn rootworm control and proven powerful yields of new Vorce seed-enless corn. The unsurpassed flexibility and protection against above-ground pests with PowerCore enlist corn, and other next-gen corn hybrids built to perform and boost your yields. It's time to raise a better crop. View Hogemeyer products at therightseed.com.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Welcome back to Sports Nightly with Kyle Crooks. I'm Jessica Coody, and the big dog Jeremiah Sirles, he's proud of you and your picks this week.
I know. I'm moving on up. I'm getting a little better. I'm starting to pick with my head over my heart, and things are starting to turn around. So watch out.
He texted you right away when Josh sent the standings, and we'll let everybody know how we all did tomorrow, Thursday night, on our picks. But Sirles was quick to point out he's proud of you.
Frustrated because I was the only one who had Arizona. I was swimming upstream. That was a double OT game. Arizona was at home. That was a tough one to lose. I was frustrated when I saw the score the next day because that was a late one. I was frustrated on that one.
Well, we'll dive more into that with Sirles' next appearance here on the show. But tonight we're going to hear his thoughts on the Maryland game. Of course, he watches very closely up front with the offensive and defensive line. So we're going to play you a portion of this week's episode of The Slice presented by Valentino's Pizza. I feel like that showed a lot out of Dylan, that the fact that he was able to respond and still take this team on a couple of game-winning drives.
For sure. And I've had to talk more people off the ledge this week than I really would have liked to about Dylan Raiola. And the thing I keep coming back to is, boys, he's a true sophomore.
Yeah.
I think because he is so mature and because he has done so many really fun things and cool things in his early Husker career, we treat him like he's a fifth-year senior. You should be making those mistakes. It's like, no, he shouldn't be. But do I expect some bumps from a young player? Yeah. Was Trevor Lawrence perfect? No. These dudes grow and they adapt. And so as long as the pendulum is swinging more towards the growth and seeing him do the game-winning drives and seeing him make good decisions with the football, there's going to be bumps in the road. There's going to be and there's going to be turbulence with young players. And that's at every position. It's just more focal when it's the quarterback position. And so, yes, does it piss me off that he threw 3 picks? Yeah. Am I sky is falling, put in TJ Lateef? Absolutely not. The kid's a true sophomore out there growing up in front of our eyes, turning into a absolute monster quarterback that's going to lead this team for hopefully another 2.5 more years. So be happy that we have a guy like that, and that when we get ourselves in a position where we need a game-winning drive, he's got that in him. And there's faith in that. And it's not we need a hope and a prayer. It's okay, Dylan, go do your thing. And that's the trajectory that I see going with Dylan Raiola. And it's not, I expected some bumps in the road. I really did as we headed into Big Ten play.
Was that the best game from the offensive line?
Against a not directional school, yeah. I think, if you talk about the quality of opponents that we've played from Cincinnati to Michigan State, now to Maryland, that was probably the best all-around performance that we had. Shout out Turner Corcoran coming in at left tackle on the game-winning drive and holding it down, right? That's why you keep a guy like Turner around to go in there. And I don't know if it's because Elijah got hurt or whatever it might be, but I just saw 69 in there on that game-winning drive. And so, having those senior leadership guys go put in there, I think Gunner's settling into the right tackle spot. Justin Evans is just a pit bull, and just watching him run around and try and kill people, I love it. I think he adds an attitude and an edge to this offensive line from the center position that is infectious. So I think overall, there's still some things to clean up, some of the sacks, some of the holes closing too quickly, but overall they're getting better as a unit.
You've talked about this every week, and so we don't have to spend a whole lot of time on it, but I think you really saw too, just the interior 3 with Dylan's Monster Day, just how good and comfortable they are. And they got better, it seemed like, and more physical and dominant as the game went along.
Yeah, and that's the confidence you feel as an offensive line, is when you can commit to the run game and truly just go, hey, 1 and 2 yards in the first quarter is okay. It's not what we want. We want 3 and 4 every time. But those body blows, those jabs, right? 1 and 2 yards, 1 and 2 yards, 1 and 2 yards. When you get to the fourth quarter as an offensive lineman and you've been leaning on these dudes for 4 quarters, that's when those 1 or 2 yards start turning into 6 and 8.
Which
and
we
that's when
saw.
those 6 and 8. Right. You impose and you test the depth of your opponent. Hey, can you stand here? Because everyone wants to rush the passer. Every defense is built to rush the passer, right? It's cool, it's sexy, it's fun. We get to do our fun little sack dance, all that nonsense. No one's defense is built to just stop the run for 60 minutes. Right? That's just not how college football is, not how the NFL is built. It's not how football in general is played anymore. And so the teams that can commit to the run for 4 quarters have so much success when you get to the 4th quarter because those dudes are gassed. Because I don't know if you've ever tried to stop 300 pounds going north-south over and over and over again. It's not easy, and it's hard to do. And you might have a lot of juice and excitement early in the game, but after you've been getting pounded on for 4 quarters, it gets harder and harder to do. And all it takes is you to have that one lapse in judgment as a D lineman of, man, I'm tired of this. I'm going to take this gap, and boom, there's the explosive run. And so that's what I saw from this Nebraska offense is we were able to just continue to commit to the run game and push and push and push and push. And then it paid huge dividends for us there in the 4th quarter.
Is there anything you hate more than sack dances?
DBs doing incomplete when they had nothing to do with the receiver dropping the ball. I think that might take the cake for my most like hated thing is the receiver just drops it and then they do the like incomplete and the seatbelt thing or whatever it is. I can't. That's way worse.
Okay, who gets your game balls from this one?
I'm going to give it to Dylan. I've been waiting to give it to Dylan. You know, I've been waiting, and he's had plenty of opportunities, and I know he threw 3 interceptions, and I know it wasn't his best day, but when we needed him most, and he needed to show up the most for this team, he led us on a fantastic game-winning drive to go put the nail in the coffin. I mean, that throw that he had to Luke Lindenmeyer to get the thing started, then the throw to Harburg on the sideline to get that down there, and then the one-handed thing to Key. I mean, he just play after play after play, he answered the bell. And that's what I've been waiting to see from him. Like, you know, I know you could have given it to him when he ran for the like that game-winning drive alone, regardless of the 3 interceptions, shows me his mental fortitude to overcome. It shows me his physical ability to lead. And then it shows me just the exact talent that he has to play the quarterback position. So by far and away, have to give it to Dylan Raiola this week.
Okay, let's talk Minnesota. This is, you love Minneapolis, or you love playing there.
I do. I
Yeah.
do. I love Minneapolis. I think it's great. A stadium, super cool. And they're a team right now that's feeling pretty good about themselves.
Yeah, so, you know, I've been asked a little bit about these back-to-back road games, and I've told people, and I think it's fair to say, I feel like that this game made me more nervous going to Minnesota just with the short turnaround, the Friday night, and it just seems like Minnesota always plays really well against Nebraska, and it's always seems to be a close game. So it just is a battle. And no matter what, you can look at whatever the spread is and what Minnesota has done, they just always seem to show up and play well against Nebraska.
Yeah, and the reason Minnesota is such an infuriating team to play is they change the whole rhythm of what you're used to playing, right? If you go back and watch Minnesota's game versus Buffalo early in the year, Buffalo goes down and scores, and I think they go up by like 3 or 4. And there's like 9.5 minutes left in the game. And they drive the entire 75 yards in 9 minutes and 27 seconds and then score with like 3 seconds left on the clock. And that's just what Minnesota does. They shorten the game. They trust that offensive line. They rely heavily on the run game. You talk about a team that commits to the run, right? They rely heavily, and they've got 2 really good edge rushers that are NFL players. And so their whole thing is get a lead, protect that lead, keep the ball out of the offensive's hands, and then just eat up clock. I mean, this is a game that you might only get 7 possessions, right? If you're lucky, you might get 7 possessions on offense. So that's why it's so important that when we take the football and we get the football on offense, we have to make sure we stay on the field, give our defense a chance to rest, and then we need to dictate the tempo of this team and make this team play from behind, because that's where Minnesota struggles, is when they have to then go up tempo, they have to play catch up. They're not built for that at all.
This also seems to be a game that a lot of times comes down to special teams, which feel really good about the way Nebraska special teams has been playing.
Yes. I mean, even after, so we give up the touchdown, right? And things aren't looking great. Big kickoff return. Yeah. And I looked at my buddy and I go, there's Eckler bailing us out, baby. Like, there's Eckler putting all his things together. I love Coach Eckler. I mean, I say it every single week, but he just continues to gain more and more praise every single week because the special teams can completely flip the momentum of a game in one play. right? Maryland goes down and scores. Yeah, Maryland goes down and scores, and oh my gosh, here we go, and right down. Okay, sweet. Now we're right back in this thing. Now we have the momentum. It's such a nice feeling not having to be worried about special teams. And so, yeah, this is a game that all three phases are going to have to click, and special teams on the road play a huge piece of that, taking the crowd out of it, big returns, right? Pinning them deep. All that stuff is going to be really important. And Archie Wilson needs a bounce back game as well.
It's pretty amazing to me we talk a lot about Dana Holgerson being able to identify areas to attack opponents. Mike Eckler has now done that with special teams, and he watches so much film and he identifies, okay, where can we attack certain teams? And he has different personnel groupings for whatever it is that they might need to do. And so back-to-back weeks, the punt, block, and touchdown, they said that was going to happen. They practiced that. They knew it was going to happen, and they knew that they were going to probably be able to run one back on kickoff. And so I know you've been a huge fan of his since the hiring happened, but it's pretty remarkable for me to see that he's able to do a lot of what we talk about with defensive coordinators and offensive coordinators he's done as a special teams coordinator.
Absolutely. And I mean, I know that there's a lot of talk about people getting raises this week in Nebraska, but he deserves one. Like that dude has been an MVP and been fantastic for everything here, because so many times special teams is kind of the second child. Like, oh, look, offense, defense, we love you so much. Oh, who wants to handle special teams? Special teams is Coach Eckler's only child, and he's a special spoiled child, right? He gives him everything he wants. He feeds him whenever he needs to. He plays with him. He does everything. And that's what makes him so great, is he's solely focused on special teams and schemes, and what's going to work this week may not have worked last week, but we're going to install it. And I trust you guys, and putting that in trust. Hey, we're going to change it this week, but I trust you guys to go and do it. And everyone's going, yeah, you do trust me. Heck, we're going to go do it. Right? It's this infectious, contagious thing that I've watched him do in person. And it's so fun to now get to see him do it all over again in Husker Red.
Again, Jeremiah Sirles for this week's episode of the Sideline Slice presented by Valentino's Pizza, the official pizza of the Huskers. You can listen to that full episode. It's out now on our podcast platforms and our YouTube channel as well. He talked about and when we had chatted about a lot of different things, but just when you mentioned earlier, just sticking with the run game and how much that pays dividends in the fourth quarter. So you might have 2-3 yard runs in the first, but by the fourth quarter, that turns into 5 to 8 yard runs, and you're moving the sticks, and that's good for the offense.
Yeah, if you can wear down a defense and have the consistency in the run game, which we didn't see in the game against Michigan, that was one of the biggest frustrations. You couldn't control the line of scrimmage, and the fact that they were able to do that on the road, you're going to need to do that this week on the road. Get the crowd out of it. How do you do that? That's when you get 5-6 yards on first down, and you're ahead in the chains. It's cliche, but you want third and short, second and mediums, and the way you do that is to continue to trust your offensive line and wear a team out so you can have that big explosive run in the fourth quarter when a defense is run down.
Sports Nightly is brought to you by Choices Treatment Center. If you or someone you know is struggling with problem gambling, free treatment is available in Nebraska. Call Choices 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300 for more information. Offices in Lincoln and Columbus. Got to get to a break. A couple quick segments left here on the show tonight. Keep it here on Sports Nightly.
Fall into savings and drive something new at Woodhouse Chevy. Whether you're tailgating, planning a fall road trip, or driving your daily commute, there's a vehicle in the Chevy lineup that's perfect for wherever the road takes you. From reliable trucks to spacious SUVs, you'll find a wide selection of inventory, plus special financing and limited time offers available now. Shop online anytime or stop by one of our 2 convenient locations in Omaha or Missouri Valley. Woodhouse Chevy. Together, let's drive.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole, Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive. From enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
Hey, Husker fans, every grower's got that game-winning play. Maybe it's upgrading that old pivot, switching up the play with smart tech, or controlling water like a pro. Valley Irrigation's putting $100,000 on the line to back 2 growers ready to score big. This is your chance to get that $75K or $25K irrigation grant, plus a $50 parts or service voucher just for logging in. Don't sit on the sidelines. Visit valleyirrigation.com/Huskers. That's valleyirrigation.com/Huskers.
At Hogemeyer, we're raising the bar on yield performance, bringing world-class traits and genetics to these local fields. With the exceptional corn rootworm control and proven powerful yields of new Vorceed Enlist corn. The unsurpassed flexibility and protection against above-ground pests with PowerCore Enlist corn. And other next-gen corn hybrids built to perform and boost your yields. It's time to raise a better crop. View Hogemeyer products at therightseed.com.
Set, hike. When champions take the field, they come ready to play. TNL Irrigation understands the value of momentum. Like a Husker drive, there's no stopping. If you live for farming and football like we do, TNL Irrigation has you covered. Check your fields from the game with a remote system, or just enjoy the play knowing our systems are reliable as a sold-out Memorial Stadium. Touchdown! Nebraska born, Nebraska strong. Husker Nation and TNL Irrigation are like no other.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Call SOS, a trustworthy company since 1950. Their technicians don't earn commission. This equals fair treatment to their customers. SOS is a family-owned third-generation company, and now to celebrate the 75th year in business for a limited time, get a New York AC or furnace for $75 per month. Get you and your loved ones comfortable again with SOS.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
Call 402-391-2336.
This fall, be ready for every tailgate, touchdown, and adventure in a perfect car, truck, or SUV from Sid Dillon Chevrolet. Visit us in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo and shop Nebraska's #1 volume Chevy dealer group. We're also your Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, offering medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Visit us at SidDillonChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
You are what drives us. Sid Dillon.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your foundation and damaging your home. Cracks in walls and uneven floors are just a few signs your foundation is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
Reliable energy service wherever you need it. Whether it's propane, fuels, or lubricants, Central Valley Ag delivers with reliability and care you can count on. From your farm to your home or your business, CVA Energy is your trusted partner for agricultural, commercial, and residential energy solutions. Details at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
As the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment, Sukup Manufacturing Company has led the way in innovation, offering top-quality products that empower farmers to thrive. Get ready to tackle your agricultural challenges with Sukup, where innovation meets reliability. Visit Sukup.com today to find a dealer near you.
A little more slack. Plug it in.
Whoever said work smarter, not harder, didn't realize you could do both.
Get 0.9% plus $3,250 cash on F-150 or lease F-150 for $499 a month and $0 down.
The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Welcome back to Sports Nightly. Just got a couple of quick segments left here on this Tuesday night edition. I think it's Tuesday. I don't even know what day it is. It's been bonkers, I can tell you that. Went out to basketball practice this morning at Pinnacle Bank Arena. It's game week. Huge exhibition contest coming up on Saturday. They had a tough practice today. I think they'll be off tomorrow. Coach Hoiberg is going to stop by and chat with us for tomorrow night's show. But it was a fun group, and coming up Saturday, quickly approaching. So less than 600 tickets. I think it might be closer to less than 500 now available for that exhibition contest against BYU, a top 10 team coming in here on Saturday.
So can we be the reason that we sell the rest of the tickets out? Make sure you go out and get your tickets so we can take full responsibility for the sale.
I've already told them that. I said, listen, we're talking about it on Sports Nightly. We've made a big push, so I feel like we can take credit, hopefully, if it sells out for those 500.
I feel like we need to make a TikTok. We're big into that now. So if we really go into a social media campaign to sell out this game against BYU, and just because some people don't realize that, it's not the start of the season, but basketball's starting, and that you could actually go and watch a live baskoball game on Saturday. I think there's a lot of people that don't know that it's happening. So it's just more about getting the word out.
I think it's going to be a really good, it's obviously a good test too, with some really lots of talent on that BYU squad. But talking about TikToks, we were joking that Damon, Ben might not be all up for doing all of it, but Kent Pavelka, he would.
You're going to give it a shot on Saturday?
We're going to give it a go, see what he'll be up for on Saturday.
I think he'll do it.
He's a good spirit. He's a good sport about participating and stuff like that. I'm just glad that he's going to be back on the airwaves.
And
coming up soon.
We can't pretend because we're on YouTube that Sunny's not walking behind me right now. Your beautiful dog is in studio today for the first time. I know we were going to wait until the last segment, but it's hard to when Sunny's walking around behind the picture and we see an actual dog in the show, and it's just not like a random dog that came in from the street. No, that's Sunny. Sunny is
You finally met her.
It is... What a pleasure.
I was going to try to keep it on the DL, but she
nipped at my hand a little early when I went to pet her, but she was more feeling me out. And she took a nap during one of our segments. I would too if I was a listener.
Yeah, right?
But
who knows who else we put to sleep.
Hello, Sunny. You're so beautiful.
She's got to warm up a little bit. She'll like you the next. She went back there and said hi to David. She said hi to Camden and Josh.
Beautiful coat of it's like an Oreo-ish
cookie,
color. Do you have nicknames for Sunny outside of just
I call her Sunny Bunny.
Sunny Bunny. Oh, look at her. Well,
because she likes to chase the bunnies.
Don't say that word. See? Oh, no. We just said the magic word. So that has probably made this the best show ever, is the fact that we've hit it for the entire hour here, the entire show. And Sunny is here, and I'm fired up.
Sunny is in the house. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse, the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. All right, but go seriously, go get your tickets to be inside PBA on Saturday. Huskers.com/tickets. We're back to wrap up the show next.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Set. Hike. When champions take the field, they come ready to play. TNL Irrigation understands the value of momentum. Like a Husker drive, there's no stopping. If you live for farming and football like we do, TNL Irrigation has you covered. Check your fields from the game with a remote system, or just enjoy the play knowing our systems are reliable as a sold-out Memorial Stadium. Touchdown! Nebraska born, Nebraska strong. Husker Nation and TNL Irrigation are like no other.
As the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment, Sukup Manufacturing Company has led the way in innovation, offering top-quality products that empower farmers to thrive. Get ready to tackle your agricultural challenges with Sukup, where innovation meets reliability. Visit Sukup.com today to find a dealer near you.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
It's not a job. I don't start my day by logging in or end my shift by punching out. I don't have a corner office, but I do have a seat with a view. I get to see every sunrise and every sunset. And while I may technically be my own boss, I fully accept that I am not in charge. I'm a Nebraska corn farmer, and there's nothing else I would rather be.
Brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
The color red means something to us. It means tough, ready, and powerful. It means our standards are high, and we expect the highest level of performance on and in the field. So while the Huskers are getting it done on the football field, you can count on Massey Ferguson tractors to get it done in your field. With its seamless CVT transmission and efficient AGCO-powered engine, you'll keep charging down the field all season long. Check out the full line of Massey Ferguson equipment at Osceola Implement in Osceola and True Ag and Turf in Falls City, Columbus, and Osmond.
Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. All right, for those of you asking for it, here she is. Here is Sunny.
Ladies and gentlemen,
this is
Sunny.
her first time in the new studio.
Oh,
so
this can't be the last time either. This has got to be a weekly. The kisses from Sunny.
So you've now officially met.
Sunny just wants to go home and take a nap.
I know she wants to get.
It's too late.
She wants to get in your shot, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sunny's a little shy for me. She was hanging out last segment, and then but she's
she'll warm up. The next
up.
time she meets you, she'll be good to go. So
okay. She's just hanging out. She's taking a nap before. She's all good now.
She's been good.
Energized.
She loves chasing everything's a bunny. So like, the squirrels are bunnies, bunnies are bunnies. Cats are bunnies, and she likes to chase the bunnies. So she knows there's the squirrels around campus. I don't know if you've seen them. They're pretty tame. They don't run very fast. They're pretty chunky because they eat a lot. So she thinks she can chase down squirrels when she's here on campus.
So a lot of days at the dog park, just getting some cardio in, chasing down squirrels. I assume.
Up here when she gets to come up here, the rare occasions, she knows that there's lots of them around here, but... All right, so just about a minute left here on tonight's episode. Coming up tomorrow night, we have the Husker football show, and we got the man of the hour.
I'm just going to say, I'm going to turn the mics on and say, Coach Eckler, how are you? Go.
Yeah, I mean, it's what everybody wants. And, he hadn't chatted since fall camp.
Yeah, because they don't talk during the year. Aside from the OC, DC, and head coach, those guys don't get a chance to talk. So this is the opportunity for Coach Eckler to talk about what's worked so well. We'll talk about, you had Jacob Bowers' Cornhusker conversation last week, sort of that special teams captain. Guys like Jameer Khan, Kenneth Williams will be on the show as well, talking about his journey coming to Lincoln, was at Lincoln High, got recognized through being a track star and seeing his numbers in the newspaper, and that caught Coach Rule's attention. We'll talk to him and his 85-yard return going on scholarship. Jameer Khan, Carter Nelson, all those guys that make it run.
Going to be a great conversation. Can't wait. That's in the 6 o'clock hour. So Mike Eckler is a part of our Husker football hour, and Kenneth Williams. And then mentioned it last segment, but Fred Hoiberg going to stop by for his first appearance here of the 2025-2026 basketball season as they open up on Saturday. We'll have Amy Williams in next week, but and Matt Coady will be here on Thursday. We got all the stars coming in.
I love it. Can't wait to hear Coat. We'll be traveling that day. And then Friday, of course, no show because we got our own show to deal with. We got multiple shows that day, right? Volleyball and football.
Going to be a busy day. All right, that's going to do it for us. Thanks to JB and Danny Busboom Kelly, hour number 1. Josh, Camden, David, everybody for helping us out in this one. We'll talk to you tomorrow night here on Sports Nightly.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
As the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment, Sukup Manufacturing Company has led the way in innovation, offering top-quality products that empower farmers to thrive. Get ready to tackle your agricultural challenges with Sukup. where innovation meets reliability. Visit Sukup.com today to find a dealer near you.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your foundation and damaging your home. Cracks in walls and uneven floors are just a few signs your foundation is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns: a free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole: Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
Preparation is the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pre-game routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station.